Welcome back. Let's talk about another common term that we hear a lot. That is lexical environment. You may have heard different variations of this word, such as lexical scope, lexical analysis. But what does the word lexical really mean? Well, let's ask our good friend Google. Hey Google, what does lexical mean? Related to the words or vocabulary of a language. All right, did you get that? No, not really, right? That's the most confusing definition I've ever seen. All right, so let's simplify this. What does lexical mean? Lexical environment is simply where you write something. Because we now know how our JavaScript engine works, that is, it looks through our code and reads through our code, where we write something is important. A lexical environment simply means that. This is the way that I like to think about it. Remember our code previously where we had our global execution context, and then we called say my name, then find my name, and then finally print my name. Well, you can think of lexical environment as these little universes that get created every time we create an execution context. And if I said something like, I'm doing a lexical analysis, or a compiler is doing lexical analysis, all it's saying is, it's checking to see where the words were written and their location. That is, what universe is it part of? If we go back to our code, what we're saying with a lexical environment, it's saying right now on this piece of paper or digital paper, where did we write the function? What part of the universe is it? Well, say my name was written to the global execution context. Remember that global object? Same with find my name. Same with print name. If I did window.printName or window.sayName, it's going to work because they were all written right here. If I had a function that was, let's say, declared inside of here, that function, it was written inside another world, inside a function world, right? And again, lexical means at compile time. Where is the code written? And based on when the compiler or the interpreter sees our code, it will know different things about that code. In this case, this function is lexically inside the find my name function, the find my name world. Because this way, the compiler, knowing where it was written, can decide and make decisions as to where to put things and what actions to take and what function A has access to in that world. And there are a lot of lexical environments, right? All these different planets. Well, the way I like to think about it is this. In JavaScript, every time we have a function, it creates a new world for us inside of that function. We are shot up into that planet every time we add it onto the call stack. And inside of that planet, we can do different things, have different information inside of them. And as we'll see later on, they can communicate with each other in different ways. So based on what we just learned, if I told you, execution context tells you which lexical environment is currently running? Does that make sense? Well, yeah, right? This execution context is going to tell me which lexical environment, which planet, is currently running. And that's how things work in JavaScript. In JavaScript, our lexical scope, and don't worry, scope is something we'll go later on, but you can think of it as a lexical environment where code is written. So lexical scope, which is the available data and variables where the function was defined, that is where we write it, determines our available variables. Not where the function is called, which is dynamic scope. So it doesn't matter where we call our function. It doesn't matter that find my name gets called inside of say my name. Because find my name was lexically scoped, that is, its lexical environment is global. It was written out here with no indentation. That is, in the global scope, it will have access to certain things based on that property. And this is something that we're going to get into a little bit more. But to close out this video, what is the first lexical environment that we have? Well, the very first lexical environment is the global lexical environment, where we write our code. All right, I hope your brain doesn't hurt from these terms, but we just covered two: execution context and lexical environment. Let's go on to the next video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.